Have you ever felt it? A moment of déjà vu that feels too precise to be a memory. A coincidence that is too perfect to be random. Or perhaps late at night you have looked at the world around you and felt that it was thin, like a painting on a canvas, like a set on a stage. We trust our senses. We trust the solidity of the ground beneath our feet. But what if that trust is misplaced? What if the reality we touch is not a physical object, but a projection? What if the universe is not made of atoms, but of information? To understand this, we must look at how we build our own worlds. When we create a video game, we build a digital environment. From a distance, the hills and the trees look smooth. They look organic. But if you zoom in, if you press your face against the screen, the illusion breaks. You see the jagged edges. You see the pixels. Our universe has the same problem. We think space is smooth and continuous, but physics tells us it is not. If you zoom in far enough past the atom, past the proton, past the quark, you hit a hard stop. The Planck Length, a minimum unit of size, a grid. Our universe is pixelated. Then there is the issue of speed. In our universe, nothing can travel faster than light, 300,000 kilometers per second. It is the cosmic speed limit. But why? Why is there a limit at all? Why can't we go faster? In a computer, information cannot travel instantly. It is limited by the processing speed of the CPU. It is limited by latency. The speed of light does not look like a law of nature. It looks like a bandwidth cap. It looks like the system struggling to render the next frame. And what happens when no one is looking? In a video game, the computer does not render the entire world at once. That would crash the system. It only renders what the player can see. The room behind you does not exist until you turn around. Quantum mechanics suggests our universe behaves the exact same way. Subatomic particles do not seem to have a definite position until we measure them. They exist in a cloud of probability until a conscious observer forces them to choose. Matter does not exist until it is needed. We look at these clues: the pixelation of space, the limit of speed, the efficiency of rendering, and we are forced to ask a terrifying question. Are these the properties of a physical organic cosmos, or are they the constraints of a machine? We are not looking at nature, we are looking at an engine, and if we are living inside an engine, then someone must have built it. If this is a simulation, it must be built on a grid. Any digital image, no matter how high definition, is eventually made of squares. In our universe, we call this the Planck Length. It is incredibly small, trillions of times smaller than an atom. But it represents a hard mathematical limit. You cannot have a distance half a Planck length. It does not exist. The universe does not allow for infinite precision. Just like a computer monitor cannot display an image smaller than a single pixel, our reality cannot display a location smaller than this grid. Space is not a smooth flowing fabric. It is a chessboard, and if space is pixelated, then time must be too. We perceive time as a river, a continuous flow from past to future, but physics suggests it is more like a movie projector. A series of still images flashing one after another, creating the illusion of motion. This is the Planck Time, the time it takes for a photon to travel one Planck length. This is the tick of the universal clock. It is the frame rate of reality. And just like a video game drops to frames when the action gets too intense, we see time dilate and slow down near massive objects like black holes. Is gravity bending time, or is the system just lagging? Then there is the strangest phenomenon in all of physics: quantum entanglement. Two particles separated by light years can be linked. If you change the spin of one, the other changes instantly, faster than the speed of light. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. He hated it. It broke the rules. But to a programmer, this is not spooky. It is efficient. If you have two identical objects in a game, you don't write the code twice. You point them to the same line of memory. They are not two separate objects communicating across space. They are just two different projections of the same variable. The universe is saving RAM. Look at the settings menu. Our universe is governed by a set of specific numbers: the strength of gravity, the mass of an electron, the speed of light. If you changed any of these numbers by even a fraction of a percent, the stars would not ignite. Atoms would not hold together. The game would crash. Scientists call this the fine-tuning problem. It seems impossibly lucky that our random universe hit the exact jackpot required for life. But if this is a simulation, it is not luck. It is parameters. Someone sat at the console and adjusted the sliders until the system was stable. But the most chilling piece of evidence comes from the math itself. Theoretical physicists, studying the equations of string theory, the deepest description of reality, we have found something strange. Buried deep in the algebra, they found error-correcting codes. Specific block codes identical to the ones we use in our web browsers to check for data transmission errors. Think about that. We looked at the fundamental structure of the cosmos, and we found computer code looking back at us. Nature does not write in binary. Nature does not write error correction. Engineers do. The physics is compelling, but the logic is undeniable. Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom proposed a simple equation. It is called the simulation trilemma. It states that one of three things must be true. 1. Civilizations always go extinct before they learn to build realistic simulations. 2 civilizations reach that level of technology, but choose not to run simulations for moral reasons. 3. We are almost certainly living in a simulation. Think about it. If humanity survives for another 1,000 years, another 10,000 years, our computers will become unimaginably powerful. We will build simulations. We will simulate our ancestors. We will create billions of virtual worlds to study history, sociology, or war. If there is one base reality, the real world, and that base reality runs billions of simulations, then there are billions of fake worlds and only one real one. Statistically, what are the odds that you are in the one singular original reality? The odds are not in your favor. The odds are billions to 1 that you are just data. But why? Why would an advanced species build a universe like this? It is not a game. It is a mirror. They are likely running ancestor simulations. They want to know how they survived. They want to know how they avoided the great filter. They are watching us, observing our wars, analyzing our mistakes. We are not living our lives freely. We are reenacting a history that has already happened. We are a case study in a digital archive. This leads to the most unsettling realization of all. If this is a simulation, does every person have consciousness? In a video game, the main character is real. But the crowds, the people walking in the background, they are NPCs, non-player characters, empty shells following a script. Ask yourself, are you the player? Or are you part of the background code designed to make the world look realistic for someone else? Is your consciousness real? Or is it just a complex algorithm programmed to think it is feeling pain? You have no way to prove that anyone else in this world is actually inside there. This theory also solves the mystery of the stars. Remember the silence. Remember the Fermi Paradox. Why is the universe empty? Because rendering a galaxy full of civilizations takes too much RAM. The computer cannot handle 1 billion active civilizations. So the architects made a choice. They simulated one active world, Earth, and they left the rest of the universe blank. We see stars in the sky, but they are just skyboxes, JPEGs pasted on the horizon. We are alone, not because we are special, but because we are expensive. If we accept the hypothesis, we must accept the risk. Living in a simulation means we are not in control of our own existence. We are at the mercy of the hardware. What happens if the computer crashes? What happens if the project loses funding? What happens if the architect simply gets bored? There would be no warning, no asteroid in the sky, No slow decay of the sun, just sudden absolute termination. The screen goes black, the universe deletes, and we would never even know we were gone. This also means we are prisoners. We dream of exploring the universe. We dream of finding the edge of the cosmos. But if we are code, we can never escape the computer. A character in a video game can never jump out of the screen and walk around the living room. They are made of pixels. They are bound by the logic of the software. We are bound by the laws of physics. We cannot see what lies outside the simulation. We cannot see the face of God. We are trapped in a cage made of light and gravity, and we do not even have the key. It's teased. But perhaps there is a purpose. If this is an ancestor simulation, they are studying us. But if this is a moral simulation, they are judging us. Maybe the great filter is not a physical barrier. Maybe it is a test. Perhaps the simulation is designed to see if a species can survive its own technology without destroying itself. If we launch the nukes, the simulation ends. We failed. If we destroy our climate, the simulation ends. We might be living in a cosmic entrance exam. And right now, we are not passing. It is a heavy thought. It makes everything feel weightless, fake. If the sunset is just a render, why admire it? If love is just a chemical algorithm, why feel it? But the French philosopher René Descartes found the answer 400 years ago. He asked, "How do I know I exist?" He realized that he could doubt everything in the world, the body, the stars. But he could not doubt the doubter. The fact that he was thinking meant he existed. I think, therefore I am. So even if the trees are fake, your awe is real. Even if the pain is simulated, your resilience is real. The medium does not matter. The experience does. If we are in a simulation, then we are the show. We are the content. So do not be boring. Do not be static. Live a life that is worth simulating. Live a life that keeps the architect watching, because as long as we are interesting, they might not turn us off. End of program.